What's up, everybody? We are back. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And I am doing a new song from a group I have not yet checked out. I've actually seen them pop up on my recommended feed before, but I never got into them. So we're doing that for the first time today. I believe this is how it's meant to be pronounced in English. Well, let me. I believe that's how it's spelled out in English. I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. Could be OTYKEN, could be OTYKEN, could be, I'm not exactly sure, OTYKEN. I don't know exactly how the translation works. I know they are Siberian. These are Siberian native people who are playing this piece, so that should be fun. I have my coffee. You guys know I like traditional instrumentation and stuff, so this should be a fun one. Got my coffee. A few things before we get started. Like and subscribe. I always appreciate that. We're getting awfully close to 5,000. That'd be exciting to hit. I'm not a professional. I don't speak Russian. I'm not an expert on music. I'm not a musician of any note. So please don't expect me to get too into the weeds on how stuff is put together. And don't be a dick. This song may not be for you. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I have really no idea what to expect. But I try to be really thoughtful when I do these. And I would appreciate it if we could keep that energy in the comments. Final thing, just because I want to make this clear. This video is being, it's put together by Russian folks. I don't have anything against necessarily the people of Russia. I do think that what the government of Russia is doing is unacceptable, and that they should cease aggression in Ukraine. I don't have to get into it too much more than that, but I will just be very clear. I understand that I'm doing content made by people from Russia, and they may have no impact, they may have no interest in the war, they may have no support for the war. I don't know that about them, so I'm doing this in good faith. If I find out in the comments that they are backing Putin's attempts to commit genocide, I will take this video down. But for now, let's get into it. This is OTYKEN with the song Phenomenon. So that was cool. Some things I noticed. I like that they did the traditional snow goggles. The guy who did the throat singing, for those of you who aren't familiar, he had these discs with slits in them. Those are snow goggles. There is a tradition of that is shared, sort of, among most people who live in climates like this. They've developed eyewear to protect from the glare of the sun off the snow and ice. So that's cool. I don't know enough about the native Siberians, I guess, to really elaborate on this. But I really like the dress. I think it's really cool that they are doing the traditional clothing, traditional outfits. My guess would be that these are more ceremonial style traditional garb as opposed to everyday. I could be totally wrong. But it does seem like the elaborateness of the costuming and also the face paint, my guess is that is not something that would have been necessarily everyday wear. It doesn't really matter, right? It's not like it makes a difference in the grand scheme of things. But I like artists that break out the traditional clothing. I just think this is probably not everyday clothing. As far as the song goes, it was interesting. It was kind of jumped around a little bit for me. Sort of really clear breaks between sections, right? You had the singing, and then you had the throat singing come in, and that felt like a completely different portion of the song. And then that went away, and then it came back. Obviously, I don't speak these languages. Maybe that would have made a little bit more sense to me if I did. I don't also know enough about their religious traditions to really speak to their concept of life, afterlife, almighty, a deity, right? They keep referencing almighty. I don't know if they have a specific name for who that is and it's being translated almighty. If they don't have a specific name for who it is and it's sort of generic, great spirit type of deity. I don't know those things. It seems that the song is about they found somebody out in the snow and brought her back. And either she was dead and she came back to life, or she was like near death and they managed to rescue her from dying in the snow. And the song is a celebration. I liked all the cool instruments. I thought that was really neat. You've got what is certainly related to the shamisen. I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not because it's Chinese and it's all inflected, so I don't know where the inflection's supposed to be. But that two-stringed instrument is very, very similar to the instrument that I've seen Nini Music play, and also the Hu in Mongolia. That's all regional, right? So the people of the steppe would have likely, if not directly copied or just brought it with them, it certainly would have been influenced on how people were making instruments. The mouth harp thing, that was interesting. It kind of reminded me of a didgeridoo sound, right? Kind of Australian Aboriginal instrument. You've got the drums, obviously. And then obviously you've also got the synth. You got the EDM aspect to it. I thought it was cool. It's something I'd have to listen to a few times. And as I always say, I like watching the videos because I like to see what they're trying to communicate. But I think I might get more out of the song if I listen to it sans video, just to give myself less distractions and more ability to focus on the music. I will say, this setting is really beautiful. It's a dangerous and hard place to live, and I don't want to live there. But I like snow and mountains and lakes, and I also particularly like sort of desolate landscapes, right? Very, very natural looking. Not a lot of human impact noticeable. I'm happy with cities. Like I'm not opposed to humans building stuff, but I do like to be able to get out into wilderness and just sort of look and see there's just, nothing. It puts me in an interesting frame of mind. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Really interesting. I like throat syncing. I like traditional instrumentation. I like traditional music. So I think that's cool. I always like artists that are keeping that sort of stuff alive because, listen, I'm not here to say that like traditional music is better than new music. But I do think there's value to preserving, traditional forms of communal expression, right? And this is one of them. Community singing or, chants. That sort of stuff it goes back a long time. And I think it's worth preserving. So I think it's really cool that there are people who are making it a priority to either preserve the tradition but put their own modern spin on it. Right, I'm not that much of a traditionalist. I don't think you have to sing the same songs that people were singing 1,500 years ago. I just think it's nice to keep that tradition alive. Another one that I think we should keep alive is you take winter off from work. Right, you bring in the harvest in the fall, and in the winter, you just sit inside and tell stories and drink. Or for me, you sit inside and tell stories. And I guess drink coffee. That'll do it, though. I think that'll wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day out there. Stay safe, everybody. Drink lots of water. And be nice to each other.